devastating fire at the state-run Maharani Lakshmibai Medical College in Jhansi in Uttar Pradesh has claimed the lives of 10 newborns. The tragedy unfolded in the neonatal intensive care unit, leaving families shattered and prompting urgent action from authorities. This black smoke and flames were in fact engulfing the NICU when it was first noticed by the authorities there. Anguished parents were seen breaking down outside the hospital while others desperately climbed out of windows blackened by the fire. Firefighters rushed to the scene, rescuing dozens of infants. However, officials report that several newborns could not be saved. The fire reported began in the inner unit of the NICU, where critically ill babies were being treated. Preliminary findings suggest that short circuit in the oxygen concentrator could be the likely cause for the major fire that happened. 10 newborns have died, 7 have been identified, while DNA tests may be conducted to identify the remaining. A helpline is being established for the missing infants. Deputy Chief Minister Brijesh Pathak, who reached Jhansi on Saturday morning, said a total of 49 children were in the ward, which has a capacity of only 18 beds. On the Chief Minister's instructions, a two-member inquiry committee comprising of the Divisional Commissioner and DIG has been tasked to submit a detailed report within 12 hours. Immediate assistance of Rs 5 lakh is being provided to the families of the deceased and Rs 50,000 to the injured. The heartbreaking loss of 10 newborns in the Jhansi hospital fire is sadly not an isolated incident. This tragedy lays bare repeated lapses in the healthcare infrastructure, often costing the lives of the most vulnerable, that is the children. In May this year, 6 newborns lost their lives in a fire at a private neonatal care facility in Delhi's Vivek Vihar. Fire safety orders, functional equipment and swift responses are not just procedural formalities, they are life-saving necessities. My colleague Shubham was present at the site. A ground report from the scene reveals the shocking lapses in the fire safety protocols. Sources confirmed that a fire safety audit was conducted in February, followed by a mock drill a few months later. Yet, when the fire broke out, no fire alarm rang and the fire safety equipment failed to activate. Most fire safety equipment at the hospital had expired back in 2020. As a result, critical systems were non-functional when the fire erupted, contributing to chaos and loss of life. Construction was going on. There are mounds of sand and gravel, so then the fire brigade arrived, they could not reach on time. Report from the ground reveals that staff initially tried to conceal the fire. Staff did not allow anyone to come inside and close the door.
TV9 की इन्वेस्टिगेशन में कई तथ्य सामने आए हैं जो काफ़ी चौंकाने वाले हैं। देखिए, एसएनसीयू वार्ड जहां पर था उसके आगे ही कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम चल रहा था और गिट्टी मिट्टी के टीले बड़े बड़े यहां पर थे, निकलने की जगह नहीं थी। यानी जैसे ही उस वक्त आग लगी, लोग बाहर नहीं आ पा रहे थे। एक छोटी सी जगह थी और उसी से लोग जैसे तैसे निकल पा रहे थे। सबसे बड़ी बात, जैसे ही फायर ब्रिगेड की गाड़ियां यहां तक पहुंची, वो गाड़ियां यहीं पर रुक गई, उस वार्ड तक, एसएनसीयू वार्ड तक नहीं पहुंच सकी। आखिरकार जेसीबी से ये सारी जो मिट्टी है उसे साइड किया गया और उसके बाद फिर फायर ब्रिगेड की जो गाड़ियां थी वो अंदर तक पहुंच सकी। अब इस प्रक्रिया में भी काफ़ी समय लगा, यानी कि 10 से 15-20 मिनट का समय लगा और 15-20 मिनट आप उस वक्त समझ ही रहे हैं कि कितने महत्वपूर्ण रहे होंगे, क्योंकि एक एक पल काफ़ी कीमती था, एक एक सेकंड काफ़ी कीमती था। मगर ये सारी चीज़ें थी, कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम चल रहा था और आखिरकार फायर ब्रिगेड की गाड़ियां अंदर उस वक्त जल्द से जल्द नहीं जा सकी थी।
We're joined now by Dr. D.K. Gupta, Senior Pediatric and Chairman, Felix Healthcare. Dr. Gupta, how do you in fact see this particular tragedy? Because we are talking about the NICU. It's supposed to be one of the most critical components in a hospital where there's a lot of attention and a lot of staff is also there. That is because of the critical nature of care to be given to neonatals. But safety is something that has been failing. What reports we're getting is that the safety audit was not properly carried out, equipments were not working. How do you in fact see the tragedy from the perspective of safety, one, and what could be done further?
Good morning, Burgess, and I think this is one of the worst tragedy happened in this state of UP till now. And I know, and you all know that in the neonatal ICU, इसको NICU we say, that is one of the most critical area in terms of treatment, in terms of safety, in terms of clinical outcome, because this is one of the most crucial area of any hospital. And if we talk about the hospitals pan India, especially for the government hospital, there are definitely they don't follow the fire law or fire safety protocols. We talk of any hospital building, it should be having fire safety checklist. This building should be fire as per norms of fire norms of National Building Code, and these all there should be safety guidelines for the hospitals, including the combination of infrastructure, equipment, and training. They should adhere to the national and local fire codes. The hospital should be designed as per fire safety norms, like the building should be fire resistant, the wire should be used fire resistant, there should be fire compartment to limit fire spread also, and there should be safe evacuation routes in case of there is fire. I think they all are missing in that scene. And maintenance of fire protection system, that you already told that your failure, that the firefighting system are not working. That is one of the most important, and therefore that maintenance, and you should do regular training and education of your paramedical medical staff, so that they are working or not, it should be checked every monthly or every quarterly, every weekly, depending on the cruciality of the department and crucial area. And definitely the mock drills are one of the most important area. They should be carried at least 1 month in each department, fire mock drills, so that we should know where is the congestion, where the congestion, possible congestion points also, how our system is working, where we need to train our staff, where we need to upgrade our system, where we need to seal the leaks and system, improve our system. There should be also one of the emergency power system, because in case of fire, we shut down regular supply of the fire also, we shut down the lifts also, to provide uninterrupted life-saving medical care to the patient. The medical equipment should be linked to this emergency power system, so that we should not have any like interrupted power supply to this life-saving patients and life-saving equipments. That is one of the most important. I think these areas has to be checked regularly, weekly, monthly. Even there should be a annual or even quarterly fire safety audit also. Like one of the most common cause of fire is electrical short circuits in most of the hospital or most of the industry. I think that is one of the most important area, that we should have a quarterly fire electrical safety audit also. That is one of the most important thing for any hospital. I think the hospital is missing on that point also. And definitely, I think in government hospital, training and development for the staff is most important criteria, because in neonatal ICU or any ICU, patient cannot go by themselves. They need assistance from the hospital staff, paramedical staff, doctors, nursing. Even in NICU, there is a ratio of 1:1 nurse. I don't know what was the ratio of 1:1 one nurse per one patient should be there in NICU. I think the staff are educated or not, I don't know, but staff has worked hard. They saved many lives. Even the patient's attendant saved many lives, but still we lost so many neonates. They had not to be. I think that was one of the most worst case.
Yes, it is
Today
one of the
morning we have
worst
seen.
cases, yeah, to have in fact come out in the morning. Dr. Gupta, stay with us. I have questions to ask you on the other side as well. But let's listen to some reactions coming to the tragedy that happened in Jhansi.
मेरे बच्चे को ये बताया जा रहा है कि आपका बच्चा मृत घोषित कर दिया गया है, लेकिन ये नहीं बताया कि किस बेस पे मृत घोषित कर दिया गया है। क्योंकि ये मैंने ये पूछा कि आपने किस बेस पे मेरा बच्चा मृत घोषित कर दिया गया, तो बोला जा रहा है कि जो आगे बच्चे थे वो बच्चे मतलब निकाल दिए गए थे, चिट लगी हुई थी बच्चों के ऊपर, तो इसके लिए बताया जा रहा है कि चिट के हिसाब से बच्चों को मृत घोषित कर दिया है। लेकिन अगर चिट के हिसाब से मृत घोषित कर रहे हैं तो मेरे पास भी एक बच्चा है, उसके पास चिट नहीं लगी हुई थी, तो उसको भी मैंने डॉक्टर कुलदीप त्रिवेदी के यहाँ एडमिट कराया है, वो भी आईसीयू में है, उसको भी मैंने अपने नाम से एडमिट कराया है, लेकिन फिलहाल वो मेरा बच्चा नहीं है, तो मैंने सबको बता दिया। अब इनके पास क्या प्रूफ है कि वो मेरा बच्चा ही मृत है? क्योंकि अगर मैं ना बताती कि मेरा बच्चा, मैं किसी का बच्चा मेरे पास है, तो इनके मैं तो क्या ये जान पाते कि ये मेरा बच्चा नहीं है? इनके पास क्या प्रूफ है कि मेरा बच्चा मृत है? क्योंकि मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि सारे बच्चे कहीं जितने झांसी में बच्चों वाले अस्पताल हैं सारे अपने अपने बच्चे के लेके चले गए, क्योंकि यहाँ जब इमरजेंसी में बच्चे पड़े हुए थे, कोई बच्चे मरे हुए आ रहे थे, कोई बच्चे जले हुए आ रहे थे, तो मैं प्रेजेंट में वहाँ थी, तो मैंने स्वयं देखा बच्चों की कोई देख रेख नहीं हो रही थी, लड़ाई झगड़ा हो रहा, सिस्टर वहाँ पहुँच रही थी, तो मैंने देखा कि वो बच्चे की नाजुक हालत बहुत थी, तो मैं उठा के ले गई, उसको एडमिट कराया कुलदीप त्रिवेदी जी के यहाँ। आज अभी वो बच्चा सुरक्षित है। फिर मैंने आके यहाँ प्रशासन को बताया कि मेरे पास एक बच्चा है लेकिन वो मेरा नहीं है, प्लीज मेरे बच्चे की खोज कर दीजिए, वो जिसका भी बच्चा हो वो मेरे पास है, वो मैं देने को लिए तैयार हूँ। लेकिन जब मैंने इतना बोला तो मेरा बच्चा मरा हुआ घोषित कर दिया। अब उस बच्चे की मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि जितने बच्चे मरे हुए सबकी डीएनए टेस्ट कराई जाए और जितने बच्चे जिंदा हैं सबको सामने रख दिया जाए, क्योंकि अपने अपने बच्चे पहचानो और जिसके बच्चे पहचान में नहीं आ रहे हैं उनका डीएनए टेस्ट कराया जाए।
जो स्टाफ उपस्थित था उसके द्वारा जो प्रथम दृष्टया तथ्य आए हैं उसमें लगभग 10:30 से 10:45 के बीच में जो एनआईसीयू है उसमें 2 चरण में एनआईसीयू, एक बाहर की यूनिट और एक अंदर की यूनिट। जो कम क्रिटिकल होते हैं वो बाहर की तरफ रहते हैं, जो ज़्यादा क्रिटिकल होते हैं वो अंदर की तरफ रहते हैं। तो जो अंदर की यूनिट है उसमें संभवतः शॉर्ट सर्किट से आग लगी और उसके बाद जो बाहर की तरफ बच्चे थे वो लगभग सभी बचा लिए गए हैं और अंदर के जो बच्चे थे उसमें से भी काफ़ी बच गए हैं। प्रथम दृष्टया अभी 10 बच्चों के मतलब एक्सपायर होने की सूचना प्राप्त हो रही है और बाकी बचाव कार्य जारी है और पूरा समय रहते जो टीम थी वो लोग पहुंच गई थी, आग की और रेस्क्यू की टीम, और उनके द्वारा सभी लोगों को बचा, काफ़ी बच्चों को बचा। रूप से अभी उसका वो चल रहा है उपचार सभी का। जो गंभीर रूप से घायल है उसकी अभी हम लोग टेक केयर कर रहे हैं, कितने हैं उसकी सब सूची बना के पूरा।
बच्चे थे सर
आग लगने के प्रथम दृष्टया कारण जो वहाँ पे स्टाफ ऑन ड्यूटी था उसके द्वारा यही बताया गया कि शॉर्ट सर्किट स्पार्क हुई अंदर वाली यूनिट में प्रथम दृष्टया। इसके लिए एक जांच कमेटी कमिश्नर सर और डीआईजी सर के उसमें बना दी गई है, जिसके संबंध में माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी द्वारा रिपोर्ट।
Well, Dr. Gupta is still with us. Dr. Gupta, one question that I have to ask you, especially when it comes to neonatal care, is that fire can become uncontrollable, right? Because when you're talking about neonatal care or NICU or even a normal ICU, there is a chance that the environment can suddenly become oxygen rich, which could, you know, help in the fire to spread because you have oxygen pipes that are there that are being supplied to the patients. It could suddenly become very highly oxygen rich environment that could result in something of the fire, you know, spreading immediately and without warning as such, because suddenly the room's oxygen levels could rise immediately. Do we have some kind of a safety measure for that also? And that seems to be one of the critical aspects also, isn't it? Because the room shouldn't become oxygen rich if there's a fire.
I think, Bhargav, this is a more important question. ICU specific fire safety checklist is there. All equipments and monitors like ICU monitors, ventilators, they should be functional and they should be inspected for electrical safety every week, daily and monthly from local or internal engineer or fire safety officer. Second, patient evacuation from ICU or NICU is very critical, and priority-based evacuation plan for critical patients should be established in any hospital. Evacuation tools like evacuation chairs are separate, stretchers are separate. For neonate, I think there are the stretchers, not there are stretchers, there are warmers, patient warmers. We can shift with the patient warmers also. There should be controlled access in ICU, like ICU doors and ICU doors should be fire rated. Most of the doors, they are not fire rated, and because of they are not fire rated, the fire can go at any level in that moment of time. Emergency override for the doors locks should be operational. Oxygen supply we were talking about, that is the most critical area, that is most important for saving lives also, and that can exaggerate fire also. Centralized oxygen system should have emergency shut-off valve so that it can be shut off immediately. Proper ventilation it should be ensured to avoid oxygen build-up. Otherwise, it will just enhance the fire inside the ICU. So that is the most important point in terms of oxygen supply in any NICU or any ICU. There should be surge protectors also, like electrical surge protectors are used for critical medical devices. If there is a short circuit in any devices, that can be immediately stopped if we have surge protectors. Most important thing is the knowledge of the staff working ICU or an ICU or paramedical staff. They should be trained. They should be multiple time trained to manage such fire emergencies and there should be separate mock drills also to audit their training and skill set, and there should be root cause analysis also if there is any leakage or any mishappening or any non-compliances. Root cause analysis, then there should be corrective and preventive action so that it should not happen. Like if something is happened already, it cannot be prevented. We can do only corrective action. But to prevent something, we should train our staff, we should impart knowledge and skill set to them. We should do regular audit in terms of their written questionnaires or in terms of mock drills so that we can see where is the leak, where is the NC, where is the non-compliance, and it should be immediately corrected, immediately prevented also, so that it should not happen in the future. I think if we follow all these protocols, any ICU, any neonatal ICU, any cardiac ICU can prevent such incident or we can minimize such incident in future also. That's my point.
Well, Dr. Gupta, thank you for in fact giving us an insight into the aspects of security and safety that we need to in fact keep in touch when we look at the situation, and hope we are able to wake up from this tragedy, several such tragedies happening, hoping we are able to wake up from such tragedies and to ensure that safety aspects and safety audits at hospitals are also carried out. Thank you, Gupta, for joining us early in the morning itself and giving us an insight into this. Meanwhile, there are more reactions that are coming in from the tragedy. There have been efforts by the authorities also to address the issue right now. Let's in fact listen to some of those reactions coming in.
उन सब परिवारों को भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस की ओर से, मेरी ओर से मैं जहां संवेदनाएं व्यक्त करता हूं, काश आदित्यनाथ जी की आंखें अब तो खुल जाएं। बांटेंगे, काटेंगे, लूटेंगे, पीटेंगे, बुलडोजर चलाएंगे, अब उससे ऊपर उठकर झांसी के जाकर वहां के बच्चों की सुध लें ताकि इस प्रकार के हादसे फिर ना हो। उत्तर प्रदेश में ये पहला हादसा नहीं हुआ, बार बार ये हादसे हो रहे हैं आदित्यनाथ जी की नाक के नीचे, पर वो केवल नारे बनाने, लोगों को काटने पीटने के अलावा कुछ और करने से उन्हें फुर्सत मिले तो वो उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता की ओर भी ध्यान दें।
बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। मैं अपनी संवेदना प्रकट करता हूं कि नवजात बच्चे जो अपना इलाज वहां पे करा रहे थे, बच्चों का इलाज हो रहा था, उनके साथ ये दुखद घटना है। मैं समझता हूं कि ये पूरी तरीके से बहुत ही दुखद है और बहुत मार्मिक घटना है। नवजात बच्चे बेचारे वो वहां पर थे और इस तरह की घटनाएं उत्तर प्रदेश में कई हो चुकी हैं। बनारस में भी कई सी घटना घटी है और ये सरकार केवल जांच के आदेश दे रही है। मैं समझता हूं कि योगी आदित्यनाथ जी पूरे देश में भ्रमण कर रहे हैं और नफरत की राजनीति कर रहे हैं, नफरत बोने का काम कर रहे हैं। जो जिम्मेदारी उनको उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता ने दिया है कि लोगों के देख रेख करिए, लोगों की मदद करिए, लोगों को सुविधाएं दीजिए, वो सारी चीजें नहीं हो रही हैं। केवल और केवल नफरत की राजनीति हो रही है, लोगों को प्रताड़ित किया जा रहा है और जो काम करना चाहिए वो नहीं हो पा रहा है।